All right. Hey guys, my name is Zach and I want to share with you how this e-commerce store was losing out on over $70,000 per year. So as you can see on this screen, I'll go ahead and refresh that right there. Essentially, this e-commerce store, they started out with no email marketing revenue whatsoever. So in October, they were doing $0. November, they were doing $0. And then eventually we started working with them and we continually grew their revenue over time. And so you can see here what that monthly revenue is looking like just from email marketing alone. That ended up being an extra $70,850 over the course of a year. You can see this is from October 1st, 2023, all the way to October 1st, 2024. As you can see, it steadily increases over time. And we're going to absolutely crush it during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So this hopefully should be on the year. If you look at a full year of email marketing at this level, should be well into the six figures per year. And I'm going to share exactly the issue that they were facing before, as well as how we actually fixed that problem and added this revenue. So the issue was that before starting with us, they didn't have any sort of email marketing flows set up. So they were basically like Ecom Store A here and not Ecom Store B. So I'm going to tell you a story about these two different Ecom stores and what the differences are between them and why it's so important to have every single one of these flows set up in order to maximize your revenue. So the typical customer journey with an Ecom store happens when they hit the homepage. They are going to go to your website. This is not our actual client here. I'm just using it for illustrative purposes. So the customer is going to hit the homepage, and ideally they're going to go through this entire step. They're going to hit the homepage. They're going to either search or go to the collection page. They're going to then hit your product page here. They're going to go to the cart, which is going to be one of these two, and then they're going to finally hit the checkout. But the issue is, along these points, they're most likely going to drop off. Most people, it's like a funnel where most people are going to hit the homepage, less people hit this, less people hit this, and eventually the least amount of people are going to hit the checkout and actually make a purchase. The issue is that they don't have anything to retarget these people who go to the website, get a little bit of information, and then they bounce. They leave the site. You don't have any way of capturing these people. You don't have any sort of method in order for these people to be retargeted and for follow-ups to happen. So that's leaving a ton of revenue on the table. Specifically in this case, $70,000 a year plus worth of revenues being left on the table. And just by adding flows here, automated email flows, we can recover this revenue and add more so that no matter how you're driving traffic to your site, whether it's paid ads or SEO or content or whatever it is, however you get people on your site, you want to maximize the revenue that you gain from them. And so this is going to help you by setting up these flows. You're going to increase your return on your actual ad spend, and however you're doing your marketing, it's going to increase the effectiveness of the rest of your traffic generation. So you don't want to be like Ecom Store A. Instead, what you can do is you have the same exact website, you have the same exact funnel where they go along this process, but you're now introducing all these different flows. So these are email automations. They're sequences of between 2 to 8 emails that are going to follow up with the customers and handle objections, solve it, give them just more information, remind them about items that they viewed or left in their cart or they checked out with but didn't make a purchase. And so you can set all of these automations up to retarget people who visit your site. And so the main ones that we set up are the abandonment flows. And so there's more that you can set up, such as the welcome series and post-purchase flows, but these abandonment flows are huge because you're already paying for that traffic. You're going to have the site abandonment flow, which is if someone hits the homepage and abandons the site. From there, you can have, this is the new one, but you can have the search abandonment. If someone makes a search, you can see what that is, and then you can follow up with that. Collection abandonment, so if they check out a collection page of yours, you can have a flow for that. If they view a product, you can have the browse abandonment set up. And then this one right here, these two are the absolute most important ones. You can see here in the account, the abandoned cart and the abandoned checkout. This one was bringing in this case, the abandoned checkout was bringing in $2,000 and the abandoned cart was bringing in $9,000. And this is only from April to September. Again, all these are bringing in a ton of revenue, but the abandoned cart, browse abandonment, checkout abandonment are all massively, massively important, as well as the site abandonment as well here. You have the browse abandonment and the cart and checkout abandonment. And the issue is that most people just have this or they have this. They don't have both. You definitely need to have both, because otherwise you're going to be missing out on revenue. You're going to be missing a stage within the funnel. So it's two different metrics. Cart abandonment is the added to cart trigger, and the checkout abandonment is based on when people start their checkout. And so you can see the issue is that within Klaviyo, abandoned cart and abandoned cart, they're the same name of these flows. One is going to be the start at checkout trigger, and the other is going to be the added to cart trigger. So you definitely should have both. Both of these are very close to making a purchase. So people are just on the edge. They're about to make a purchase. Their items are in their cart, but they just need that extra nudge. They have a pain point or an FAQ that they need answered. They have some sort of objection to purchasing. And so these flows are going to capture that lost revenue. Overall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 different abandonment flows that you can potentially set up. The most important ones, the cart and checkout abandonments. These two are actually pretty new, the search and collection abandonment, but site, browse, cart, checkout abandonment, those are the core ones. You can do all 6, or you can at least start with these 4, excluding these right there. But either way, you need to have these abandonment flows in place if you're running an e-com store, or else you're literally throwing money out the door because you have all these people that are abandoning your site and not making a purchase. As I said, if you want to add 70K plus in yearly revenue to your e-commerce store, go to zhs-ecom.com, zhs-ecom.com, book a call there. You can hit this button, you can talk to me, and we'll talk about how we can set up these abandonment flows for you, make extremely nice, beautifully designed emails that retarget customers, solve FAQs, solve objections, and just get them back onto your site and making more purchases. So it's super important that you have this if you're truly trying to scale your e-commerce store to 7, 8, 9 figures per year. So that being said, appreciate your time and hope you enjoy the rest of your day here.